Today during the live show we're going to talk about working in the food industry in Japan. We have a very special guest which we are going to meet in about 10 minutes. His name is Simone, and he started to work as a part-time. He came in Japan as a Gogonion student about 3-4 years ago. He found a part-time job, and then the part-time job became full-time, and then he found a job as a manager of a 150 people restaurant in Daikayama, a very cool area of Tokyo. So if you guys want to know a little bit some tips on how to find a job in the food industry, if you want to ask him any question about working in Japan part-time, full-time, finding a full employment in Japan, maybe working as a waiter, waitress, bartender, a restaurant manager, etc., you can start asking me questions live. So I will be checking. Actually, I'm going to open the Facebook and YouTube chat right now. So what I will be doing, I will be checking during the whole time. If you guys have any questions, you can ask questions about part-time jobs or just studying in Japan. I would be very happy to reply you. And so let's get moving. Before we move, I wanted to introduce to you a little bit about the Higashi Shinjuku area. So I prepared a small introduction of the area, and I will show you the station where it is located. I recorded this like just 10 minutes ago, and it's very interesting for you to watch. Station, which is on the east part of Shinjuku. So you can see Shinjuku Station here. And also there are two lines in Higashi Shinjuku Station. One is the Fukutoshi line, the brown line. It goes basically from Ikebukuro to also Shibuya. And actually this line changed name and goes straight to Yokohama. So if you drop in Higashi Shinjuku and you take the Fukutoshi line, then you can go straight to Yokohama in about 50 minutes, or you just stop by Shibuya in about 15 minutes. And also with the other line, the Oedo line, this pink line, you can go to Akihabara in about like 25 minutes, I think. It's not direct, so you want to walk a little bit or change. Akihabara is here. So this is the line. You can walk 10 minutes from Ueno Kachimachi, or you can just change it, the Kibiya line, the gray line here. And you can also go easily to Asakusa. There is Kuramai, which is very close to Asakusa. So it's a very convenient location as well. And most importantly, our office is between Higashi Shinjuku and Nishiwasada Station. So we are located here. Okay, so we are back, and here is the area. So what I want to show you is a little bit the area of Higashi Shinjuku. So this is where we are. This is Higashi Shinjuku Station. As you heard, there is Oedo line and Fukutoshi line, and this, which is where we are going to go now, is where Square Enix is. You know, the Final Fantasy company? Yes, they have their offices here. It's super cool. They moved there actually 3 or 4 years ago, so everything is super new, and I would love to show you together with the Square Enix shop. So that's one thing we're going to do, and we will meet Simone around here. Also, you can find Shinjuku Station here. So Shinjuku Station by foot is about 15 minutes walking. And you go through Kabukicho and Shinjuku Sanchome, which is a very famous area for nightlife and drinking at night, etc. Also interesting, super interesting actually, is this area, because it's where, yes, it's this area, yes, is where about our office is. So Gogo Nihon actually is not too far from Higashi Shinjuku and Nishiwasada Station, so it's between those two stations, and it's very convenient for our students to come and meet us, especially if you're in Tokyo. If you're not in Tokyo, of course, you can always Skype and telephone and email us during your stay in Japan, but if you're in Tokyo, we have a meeting room. You can welcome our students with all their questions, even after they apply and they come to Japan. One other thing I want to show you is this area here called Shinokubo, which is the Korean town. All the shops here in Okubodori, left and right, are Korean restaurant or Korean makeup, etc. So everything related to Korean pop culture and Korean food is everything here. So it's very nice also to experience Korean culture here. And my favorite place, it's here, is a very nice temple, which we don't have time to go today, but I suggest you to have a look if you are in this area. This temple here is not too far from the place we're going to go. So again, this is Gogo Nihon, Live and Study in Japan. This is Davide, and what we are going to talk from now on is working in the food industry in Japan. So we're gonna meet Simone, one manager of a very big restaurant in Daikayama. He came with Gogo Nihon 3 or 4 years ago. He found a part-time job, full-time job, and became a manager. So we're gonna go through his story and try to understand maybe some advice, try to give you guys some advice if you wanna try to do the same, or if you have any questions about working in Japan, you can ask me or Simone. And there is already one question on YouTube. Is about other schools in Yokohama, and at the moment we have one school in Yokohama Design College, which is our partner school in Yokohama. It's a very good school. You can also meet a lot of Japanese people because they also teach animation, design, fashion to Japanese people, so it's a great place also to meet people, and it's the only school we have. So we're not planning anytime short to add one more school in Yokohama. There is Perbax, she's from Argentina. My question for which kind of works do you need to have a degree? I'm 36 years old and didn't graduate from college. The only option part-time works in food industry. You could teach Spanish, for example. It depends on your skill. What have you been working in those years? So it really depends on your skill, to be honest. Let me know maybe more about your background, and maybe I can give you some more direct advice. Again, guys, we're live on Facebook and YouTube, and we will be answering your question if you have. What I want to do now, I want to walk through Higashi Shinjuku, show you a little bit the area, and meet Simone. Is greeting us 5 minutes away from here. So let's go. So here actually, you can start already to see Square Enix. You know, this super nice building. It's where Square Enix employees work and make games every day. That's amazing. So if you love Final Fantasy, if you love any of the Square Enix games or products, you know where it's done. Of course, this is not all their building. They have the office is, I don't know which floor it's going to be, but the office is part of this building. There is also Harley Davidson here. There is also Citibank, not their main office in Japan, but there are some offices, and other international companies together with Japanese companies. This building is very modern. I personally really like very much, and is crazy that it's just in Shinjuku. Like, you know, Shinjuku has a different image maybe, but this has been built in 2013, so that's why it looks so modern and new. And there's a lot of green area as well. This is just the center of Tokyo, and it's amazing to maybe not all of you knew this place, but I personally really feel is Japan, right? In a sense, it's Tokyo. We're going to meet Simone just over there, and we can start talking about working in Japan and finding a part-time job in Japan, and we're going to hear his story of coming from Europe, coming from Italy, and moving through, you know, all the process of finding employment in Japan. See, there's always, wherever you are in Japan, wherever area, there's always a convenience store. And there is always coffee shop, maybe two. They have 2 coffee shops here. There are 2 convenience stores here as well. Let me see. This is the Square Enix shop, which I will show you after we talk with Simone. So if you wanna see the Square Enix shop, stay connected. And also there is a gym, fitness. It's a very famous gym with swimming pools and other things. One thing I wanna say now before we meet Simone is that in this show as well, we have a giveaway. Like last week the winner chose the headphones. It was I think 10 times the time I said the word Gogo Nihon, and we're gonna ship the present to him. And this time also we will have a giveaway, and we will give one of the present. You can see now in the video. I didn't bring with me today, but you can see in the video now that we will show you the present that you can win. And in order for you to win any of those presents, you need to tell how many times I say Go Go Nihon from this time. So if I said it before, it doesn't count. From the time I say it this time, it's where it counts. You saw the presents, you can pick any of those. We will ship you for free, and absolutely no problem, but you need to tell how many times I say Go Go Nihon. So start counting, this one now, start counting. And we can do this thanks to Aitaikuji shop. Aitaikuji no slide kudasai. Taikuji shop is a shop made actually by a former Gogonion employee, which I'm very happy to talk about. It's actually a very simple partnership we are doing. You know, it's like we like to spread the word about this shop because Audrey, which is running the shop, used to be a Gogonion employee, and she's very passionate about Japanese merchandise, and she started the shop to help more people to get those limited edition goods or merchandise from Japan that may be very hard to get because they're not available online. So if you check her shop, Taikuji, you can also, of course, at any time buy stuff from the shop, and you're always gonna get a 10% off if you use the code you just saw in the slide. Slide mo misemashita ka? Okay, もう一度見せてください. I'm gonna ask our cameraman to show the slide once more because again, I'm very happy, and Audrey is helping us a lot. She's taking care of shipping also the present to our winner. Don't forget, for the giveaway, you need to count how many times I say Gogo Nihon during this live show until I say stop, and I've already started saying it. So if you have missed the beginning, it's fine. You can just try to guess. The first one that guesses it right is the one that is going to win. And if you edit your comment, it doesn't count. And even if you say the right value, if I see the comment was edited, it doesn't count. If you write twice, it doesn't count. So you can only write once. And the first answer is what it counts, of course. The first person that gets it right is what it counts. Okay, let's go and let's meet Simone. And I'm gonna read all your questions. I know that Alvar, Manley have questions already, and also on Facebook I'm checking if there are questions. Yeah, there are questions also on Facebook. Victor, Social, I will get back to you. And the guy with the cool guy with the nice hat, it's our guest today. It's Simone. I asked him to wait here, of course. Thank you. Hey, how are you going? Good. Okay. Okay, Simone, as I told you, used to be a Gogonion student, came to Japan. When did you come to Japan?
4 years ago.
4 years ago, and started working part-time. I mean, he had experience. He's gonna tell us about his experience. He had experience of working, of course, before coming to Japan, but we want to go today through all his experience of since the time he was thinking about going to Japan, and when he arrived, when he looked for his first job, found a part-time job, full-time, and now he's managing a very nice place in Dakayama with more than 100 people that can eat there. And I'm going to let him talk for a little bit. So Simone, could you let us know your story in Japan, and maybe people, if they have questions, they can ask us anytime.
Sure. So, as you said, everything started 4 years ago. I came to Japan on holiday quite some time before I decided to move. I always love, the culture here, the video games, the manga.
Video games. Yes, it's a great place.
Yeah, fantastic. And culture as well. I mean, it's not just manga and video games. So it's the culture, the food culture as well. It's very strong here. Then I decided to move to Japan. I didn't know how to start. So I looked online and found Nihon, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined you in your tour in Italy.
Right, because you came to one of our presentations. Like,
yes.
We go to several places in the world, not just Italy. We go to North Europe, South Europe, and also America, Canada. We went to Mexico, we went to Australia. Also Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Singapore, we've been there, and we present about what Gogonion is about and how he's studying in Japan. And you came there, I remember, I met you actually.
Yeah.
Yes,
We met, we talked, I asked you many things,
yes,
I guess.
you were in the front line. I remember asking questions after the presentation was over, and you had these eyes that this guy really wants to make it. Wants to make it, wants to go, wants to work, wants to come. So I knew you were going to come, okay?
And I applied, everything was super smooth. Found the school in Shibuya, so I went to Shibuya Megogaki.
Yes.
And then, I started studying Japanese, and then I found my first part-time job in a wine bar, because I'm a sommelier. So I took my sommelier license in Italy before coming to Japan. Then I moved, I started working part-time. And 7 months in this quite famous wine bar in Hiro, near Roppongi. And then I decided to, pursue my dream, and I applied for Armani because I really want to work here.
I have one question first. So how did you find the part-time job first? Because that's also people, I already got some questions here. Actually, let me stop you 1 second. Victor is asking a very basic question that I want to get back to him. You can legally work Yes.
Of course.
As a student, yes.
Of course.
Everything is legal, obviously.
Everything is legal.
As a student in Japan, you can work up to 28 hours per week. Plus, when the school is closed or there is like the summer holiday, you can work even 8 hours per day. So absolutely no problem. Consider that you go to school 4 hours a day, and then you need to do some homeworks, and then you want to maybe meet some friends or talk to your family on Skype. You work part-time 4 or 5 hours per day. That's more than enough.
Yes.
Just to get done your day. So this is absolutely legal. And then Sosha is asking, do I need to pay the tuition fee before I come to Japan or after I arrive in Japan? You need to pay the application fee to the time you apply. It's about like $150 to $200 or €150, depending on the school. Could be a little bit more expensive, but not that much. And then before you come to Japan, you need to pay 6 months of tuition fee, because that's what the school needs in order for you to give you all the paperwork, all the legal paperwork to get a student visa. So that's what is required. And then I'm also checking on YouTube. There is Alvar. Hi again. How much time do you have to wait for start searching for a job when we arrive to Japan to study? Okay, let's join this question with what I was going to ask. So, how long did it take for you to start looking for a part-time job, and how did you look for it?
Well, first of all, I think it really depends on how do you feel. You know, it's about your self-confidence. We all arrived here in Japan. I didn't really speak any Japanese, so I took for myself 1 month, which was nothing, because I still wasn't able to speak really properly. But I really wanted to work, and you know, I pushed myself, and in the end, it paid off, because you know, you work, you study in the morning, then you know, you go to have lunch with your friends from school, and then you go to work. You use all the things you studied in school.
That's very
right
important.
away. So
yes,
I mean, it's of course it's great to have fun, because Japan is a fantastic country. You share the experience with all your fellow, you know, students,
classmates.
friends,
You want to go out,
classmates. You want to go out, but I think you know you have to be strong and split that time, work, have fun.
And what you say, I really like it, because of course money are important, and it's important also to work maybe part-time to pay your expenses off,
Of course.
or just to get some more extras. But I think there are 3 important steps that everyone should take to learn Japanese the best and the fastest possible. Of course, studying at school is the key. That's the basic, because the grammar that you study at school is the proper grammar. The base is made at school. But also, you want to go outside. You want to meet people outside, you want to make friends outside, you want to come to, for example, to a Gogo Nihon event. We do a weekly event every Thursday in Tokyo, and we also do events in Kansai, Osaka, and Kyoto for our students. It's not weekly in Osaka and Kyoto, but we also do events there for our students to meet with Japanese people. We just done one actually 2 days ago in Osaka, went really, really well. And we give the chance to our students to meet Japanese people and practice the Japanese they study in the real life. But also, the Japanese you speak at work is key, because it's part of Japanese culture. So you don't have necessarily to be super proper, because as a Western person, likely they don't expect us to be 100%. We speak 100% keigo, they call, which is the polite form of Japanese. We can kind of get through, but you want to also practice a word to get even better and faster. And that's what you said, and I perfectly agree. So in case of Simone, just for Alvar, it was about 1 month.
1 month, yeah.
I know people that really find a job right away. It's just what they feel. They really wanna work part-time.
Yes.
Now in Japan, you get the permission of working part-time at the airport.
Yeah.
Follow our student coordinator advice how to don't miss that, because you don't want to miss that. Sometimes students forget to do it. If you do a simple thing, you get the permission for work part-time in Japan, 28 hours a week, from the very first second you land in the Japanese airport, and then you are able to work immediately. But some people, 1 month I think is a great period, because you can settle it down, etc. But 2-3 months is perfectly fine if you guys want to take some more time. There is not really a rule for it.
Yeah, I think my suggestion would be 3 months. I think 3 months is perfect, because you get used to Tokyo. I mean, if it's Tokyo, it could be Osaka or anywhere. You get used to Japan. You learn, the basic things, and then I think you're ready. It's not really about the money. I mean, of course, it's also about the money, but school gives you the grammar, as you said. But speaking ability, I mean, job is a paid school. Right?
Exactly. and I saw Simone at work. I think we have to move, because they're saying that we can't keep shooting here. 大丈夫です。動きます。社員じゃないです。
付け木の社員じゃない。
社員じゃないです。
こちらの会社の方。
動きます。大丈夫です。Okay, we have to move,
Yeah,
but we
let's
can
go.
move and we can keep talking.
It was very polite. by
Yeah,
the
it was
way.
very politely saying if
Very
you're
Japanese.
working for Square Enix, otherwise we need to move.
Not yet, not yet.
Not yet.
But should we
That's
go?
fine.
Should
That's
we go?
fine. What I was going to say is that I completely forgot what I was going to say. Do you remember?
We were talking about the 3 months. I suggested 3 months
Right.
to start.
Right. There is a question from Manly
Okay.
that is asking, when I start school in October for 6 months, I would like to get a part-time job as soon as possible.
Sure.
But by my JLPT might be at level 5. Is it possible to get a job with very little Japanese?
Of course. I mean, my JLPT was 0 probably, and it really depends which kind of job you're looking for. I was looking for service, which is probably the easiest
Yes.
one to find, and I got it right away. So everyone
Can do
Right-
it.
right
And,
away,
and
yes.
that's a great. There are 2 jobs, 3 jobs actually usually are okay for people with the very little Japanese. One is in the service, because you can even work in the kitchen, for example.
Yeah, for example.
That you don't need language skills. As a waiter, as a Western waiter, they only need you to greet the customers at the beginning. So you can learn in 1 month more than enough to do that, and you can work in a restaurant. You can work also as a language teacher if your native language, for example, is one language in demand in Japan: English, Spanish, Italian, for example. I know people without Japanese can work as a language teacher, and also one of the job is like a talent. Sometimes people do some modeling, photo shooting, just because there are not many Western here, but Western people are so popular. And I know many students that have done this. Probably doesn't really become a career, but you can still pay some expenses and get a regular, maybe you call like once a week or so on to just make some video shooting and things like that. We are going now to the Square Enix shop, so I want to show everyone the Square Enix shop. And as you notice, Japan, it's a little bit strict. Here is Square Enix, by the way. Yes, that's where we are. Japan is a little bit strict about filming without long permission, and takes a lot of time, and you need to go through so many things. And by the way, that's very Japanese. You see all the guys dressing the same, and going from I don't know, from cup noodles. Okay, they got a lot of cup noodles. I don't know. I want to work where they work.
Yeah, because I think they did something with Square Enix in the last Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah. Okay, so they got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. So probably they're gonna. I think in most of the countries, what we are doing is great advertising. They will welcome us to do this for free, because of course, we don't have any sponsorship from Square Enix, not yet. But probably the person in the shop will ask us to stop. But what I would like to do is maybe show you, even for a few seconds before they stop us, inside the Square Enix shop. I hope you guys appreciate it. And then we will keep talking with Simone about working in Japan, because we stopped only on how he found part-time job. We want to go through all the process for him to get a full-time job and etc. This is like shop.
It's actually my first time.
Yeah, it's the first time. Really? Okay, let's try.
Thank you.
Also. Simone, I'll leave it to you.
Thank you.
You can.
Not very expensive, 3,000 yen.
So it's about $25 for this. Maybe the next giveaway we can pick something from here. I don't know. I think a lot of people will show up. Okay. The original sword?
Yeah.
The original sword of.
for the wall scroll.
Oh, the wall scroll of Sephiroth. Mounts, of course. Their characters, super cute.
Final Fantasy 6.
And for Muslika, we are in Higashi Shinjuku, Tokyo. So we are filming in Higashinjuku, Tokyo, together with Simone, former Gogonyo student, which is sharing with us his experience of working in the food industry in Japan, going through a part-time job, to full-time employment, to managing a restaurant, to buying something in the Square Enix shop. That's how we all end up at the end. That's the final goal for everyone is to buy, is to make money to buy everything.
Exactly.
And have a big house to put everything inside. That's the final purpose of living and studying in Japan. I'm just kidding.
Convince your wife not to kill you.
Exactly. In Japanese, because if you use Japanese, you have more chance. You need to use polite Japanese so your wife doesn't kill you.
Exactly. We're selling the dragon pescocio as well. Don't know how much is this.
Simone is going to show you a little bit more of the shop.
I'm actually looking for that.
Okay. Okay, so we had some problems inside. I think the connection was not good enough to support the live streaming, but we should still be online, hopefully. Let's walk a little bit. There's a place we want to sit, maybe get some food and keep talking with Simone.
It's good we got out because I was about to spend.
Yes, everything.
Couple
So
of
let's save you. Yeah, but we're still live now, so I can check. So sorry guys, we are back live. I have your questions. We're gonna get back to you, and I hope you saw a little bit of the Square Enix shop and you appreciate it. So let's get back to your experience.
Yes.
You found a part-time job, and then how was the process of looking for a full-time job?
Full-time job, you know. I mean, you have to apply. There's no secret. You go for it. You try as much as you can. You know, the business you apply. I was quite lucky because I just applied for Armani, as I said.
Yeah.
And I got the job, so I started part-time. Worked part-time for 7 months, okay, again, and then I got my full-time offer, and then I got the job.
So the first part-time job in the wine bar, how long was it?
7 months.
7 months, full-time job.
Yeah.
So
1 year something.
Yeah, a little bit more than 1 year. You got that way. A little bit more than 1 year. So, and again, what Simone said is that you just have to apply. So I think now more than ever, even the time that Simone was looking for part-time and full-time job 3-4 years ago, I think now more than before it got really easier.
Yes.
And there are so many students that actually find a part-time job more than it used to be. So you have a lot of good opportunities coming to Japan to start working part-time and maybe finding a full-time employment. Of course, it's not guaranteed. You still have to apply, you still have to go out, you still have to hand your resume. And of course, more you improve Japanese, more chance you have, especially to find a full-time job. But there is really all the opportunities for you guys. And then what happens in Japan usually is that, like happened to me with Gogo Nihon, like I never thought about making a service or having an office, anything like that. And then I had the opportunity to do, because Japan really gives the opportunities to do things you would not be able to do if you just stay in your country, sit on the same chair, do the same thing every day. I don't know, Simone now is managing this very large and beautiful place in Daikayama. However, I don't know if you would have been able to do the same in Italy or in your country if you would have stayed there and just kept working.
Well, I mean, in Japan, I'm Italian, you know? So working Italian sommelier, working in the hospitality industry, you know, for Japanese, this just makes sense. So here it's much easier than Europe, I guess.
Yeah, and because you're Italian, and I'm Italian too, by the way, let's get some Italian food while we keep talking. I think that's a better place to sit, so we can stabilize a little bit. I'm going to ask our cameraman where does he want to sit. Koko ka, asoko ka, dochi de desu ka? Okay. So we can just sit here. Konna kanji? 2人? Okay.
Did you kiss Russia?
No. Okay. And so yeah, stay with us, guys. The cameraman is gonna try to find the right positioning of the video, but we'll order some food and keep talking with Simone for about 30 more minutes, 25-30 more minutes. 大丈夫、注文いいですか？3人です。So I'm asking, you know, we're gonna order food for 3, and so guys, if you have questions, you can ask on Facebook. Victor is asking, how much do you spend per week? Rent, food, basic needs, and then Mendoza is also saying, guys, you have connection issues. Yes, sorry. I think we got the problems when we were in the Square Enix shop. It should be okay now. It seems okay, at least on my phone. I'm looking to the streaming and it seems that it's been fixed. So sorry guys if you lost us, but it should be okay now. And regarding Victor, regarding the question of Victor, it really depends on your habits and life. You know, you can spend as little as, for example, $300, $350 for accommodation if you stay in a dorm, or even less, for example, if you stay in a dorm in a city which is not Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. If you stay in a city like Fukuoka or Sapporo, renting is really, really cheap. And then you have other costs like, for example, transportation, but if you live close to the school, transportation will be zero. If you have to take train, transportation goes from $50 to $100, for example. And then the school, the cost of the school usually is, you know, you pay the first 6 months and then you pay each 3 months. And 3 months is about $1,500 each 3 months. That is, of course, is the main cost because you know you need to pay for lessons every day. And then with a part-timer, you can cover at least part of those costs. So that's hopefully answering part your question, Victor. If you have more specific question, you can send us an email at info@googlenion.com, and the student coordinator will be able to give you exact information about cost. Getting back to the main topic of today. So we were saying about 7 months, 7 plus 7 months. You just have to apply. You just need to
you
let
apply,
people
of course.
know
I
you're
mean, you
looking.
have to be, lucky in a way, but I believe you make your own luck. So you know, you go for it, and you eventually get the job. I mean,
Okay.
hospitality business, IT at the moment, you know, in Japan. Looking for staff. So, and as you said earlier, the visa situation now is much better than it was
before.
4 years ago. So
Yes, and that's basically what we'll experience. A lot of students they can find a part-time job. So what would be the number one advice that you would like to give to people that are looking for a part-time job when they arrive in Japan?
advice would be, as I said earlier, take the first 3 months to study. Of course, have fun, settle in Japan, look for a part-time, and after 6 months, 7 months, try to go for the full-time. I think that is the good thing to do. And for me to be able to speak without any problem took around 1 year and a half as a business level, let's say. So with K going, all the things. So I think 1 year and a half is perfect. If you find a full-time job in 1 year and a half is...
And I think again, it depends on which level of job you want to find, but at the same time, 1 year and a half, you should be okay to be able to, to speak the Japanese necessary for a business level. We can actually order while we're talking, because I think otherwise they will get upset because they're checking us and say, well, is this guy gonna order or not?
I can go for pizza.
Okay, you show the pizza, and I'll show the pasta. Let's see how they cook in Japan, and then we ask your comment from someone working in the food industry.
Would be very cruel.
Yes, pretty cruel, because this place is actually super nice, looking super nice. And I like this place because they have salad bar, which means all you can eat salad and drinks inside for about $8, $9. It's about 1,000 yen with all you can eat salad and drinks. I think including also wine. はい、3名です。 and then you can order anything you like. If you want, some of the things cost a little bit more, like $1 more or something like that, but it's super cheap. And this is what is lunch in Japan. Even a place nice like this doesn't really cost that much. If you can find even cheaper place, if you want to get a bento for lunch, it's about 500 yen, which is about $4 or $5. So that's also something good. So you take a pizza. Arai, nani o taberu? Pizza kapas. Pizza. Okay. We have 2 pizza. I need to take something different. You can try an hamburger.
Very Italian.
Very Italian. Oh, peperoncino pasta, which is okay. When they come, we can order. Okay. And so let's get back. So guys, I hope Simoneいいですか? マルゲリータ2つと、あとキノコのクリームソースを1つ。はい、ありがとうございます。So guys, I hope the connection problems are fixed. Let us know if still there are connection problems. And again, you can ask us any question about living and studying in Japan, or any question about finding employment or working in the food industry in Japan. So please just write us on Facebook or YouTube. And sorry guys for the connection issue. There is a question from Alvar. How is the music industry for a foreigner to find a job? Thanks again. Okay, I don't know much about the music industry. Do you have any connection?
Well, connection. Yeah, I know some people working. You know,
Yeah.
It really depends. What do you mean? I mean, you're a DJ or singer. But there are many companies work a lot with foreigners. And yes, there's space for that as well. For example, when I was working in Armani, every Friday we were doing like a live dinner. We had this jazz band, and they were playing while the guests there were having dinner. So.
And actually, just to remind, I know at least 2 DJs that came to Japan to study with Gogo Nihon, and they found like top club work that in your country would be the top club or the top 2 clubs like this, just because they're foreigners. So maybe the skills are also good for a Japanese person. You bring something different from outside, but also the opportunities you get in Japan, even in this field, is pretty awesome. There's one question for you from Manly. What kind of hours should I expect to work? Would I get a lunch? Maybe a 15 minutes break? That's, I think, you're the best person to reply.
Yes, I mean, if it's restaurant, usually, I mean, let's say, for instance, you studying in the morning, so you will work the dinner shift. So you will start, I think, around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You will have, the meal from the restaurant before starting service. And then I think you will work until 11 because students can work until 11. That's the limit.
Okay.
You cannot work after 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And then they will pay you the train as well to
Transportation, very good point, yes.
Which is, trust me,
It's a big help.
Big help. That is I think around 6 hours.
Okay.
6 hours with the meal and the transportation included. So.
Okay, and that's I think it's something you're gonna get used. But also, working in a restaurant in Japan is tough, right? Compared to maybe some countries where it's more relaxed. In Japan, they really want you to be.
It really depends on the restaurant, of course, in the level of the restaurant. But yes, I mean, the service in Japan is everyone
very
knows that.
precise,
very
yes.
Precise, very sharp service. They're expecting Japanese customers as well. They want that kind of service.
Yes.
So, it's a good school. I mean, even if you're not really into that kind of business, in the hospitality business, it's a good experience.
And I did myself. Like when I came to Japan, one of the 3,000 jobs I did because I wanted really to try and I wanted to do things that I would probably not do in my country, right? I was never thinking to be a teacher in my country, to be a waiter in my country, and many other things I did I was never going to be doing if I was staying in my country. But it was super fun because everyone looks at you and want to talk to you. The customers, they see the foreign waiter, they want to talk to you, and it's great practice because maybe they know one word in English or two, and after that they start using Japanese with you, and they don't expect you to be that fluent because you're a student that is doing a part-time job, but then it's a huge exercise for you. So that's also something very, very important. Again, guys, you can ask me questions, and then also I wanna stop now the contest. So for live the cameraman heard the word. Our camera doesn't speak English, and I heard the word stop and thought to stop the video, but not video daijoubu. It's cool. About the contest. So you guys need to say until this time. So whatever I say now doesn't count, but until the time I said stop, how many times I said Gogo Nihon. And the first person that in a comment guess the right number will win one of the presents that we showed you before. Arai, もう一度お土産のビデオ見せてください. We're going to show you the presents one more, so you guys can choose any of those, and we will ship it to you for free. You're not going to have to pay anything. That's our giveaway, Gogonion giveaway. We already gave one present last week, and we will keep doing this for another 2 weeks. This is together with the Aitaikuji shop, presents from Japan, which is run by one of the former Gogonion employee, and we're very happy to spread the word about this great shop. And with Gogonion, you can get 10% off by any order. You need to use the code. I will show you now. 後でスライドも見せてください. Yes, so we are back here. We're gonna be live for about other 10 minutes. So the contest is over. The number, you guys are writing the number. The first one that gets it right will get the prize, and you can't edit your comments, by the way, because last week some people started to edit the comment. Everything. Wow. I would do that. I would try that. But no, the first comment not edited that guess the right number is gonna win, and you can't write twice. You can only write once as well. There is a question that is about finding a job as a translator. Translator from which language to language? I used to work also as a translator.
Wow,
I translate Cookie Mama. Oh that was my game. If you guys play Cookie Mama for Nintendo DS, that was my translation from English to Italian. So the company that was translating Cookie Mama had an office in Ikebukuro, I still remember. And I got it. They had one person translating from Japanese to English, and then I had a team of localizator that were translated from English to French, English to Italian, English to Swedish, etc. And then you also translate on a spreadsheet, and then you test the game because you want to see the translation make sense.
Of course.
I was doing both. So you guys can work as a translator even without Japanese, because I didn't know Japanese at that time yet. It was just from English to my native language.
Nice.
Japan is an amazing country. You really can find so many different things. Alvar is a musician.
Okay.
I know one musician too. He's from Turin. He actually was working in Japan for a foreign-owned Japanese company. Was composing music for him. So again, I heard about that. It's not impossible. I think food industry, language teaching, and modeling, etc., is easier. It's more common for students to do. However, if your skill is coming from some other field, you still can do it.
I think as long as you have a skill in Japan, you find the job.
And better you get in Japanese, the more money you get. So guys, please come and please learn Japanese. Ignacio is asking, hello, making a small approximate, how much would earn in a part-time job? Greeting from Chile. Hi Ignacio. How much where you get paid for your wine bar part-time job, and how much in general a student should expect to pay?
I think
to be paid.
Let's say the usual pay is 1,000 yen per hour.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah.
So in the very beginning, I was earning 1,000 yen per hour, and at the end of the month, I was earning because they pay you the train for 1 month as well. So they put it together with the.
I see. Yeah.
With the salary. So I was earning around 128 and 20,000 yen.
Okay, so it's about $1,200 or 1,100 euros with the exchange rate we have now. Yeah, it's not too bad actually.
No, it was good
expenses.
because I managed somehow to save the money and pay other 6 months of school this way. So
correct. That's what's great about working part time. Like you calculate the cost. Whenever you're planning to go to Japan, you don't want to calculate your costs, including a the income of the part-time job, because you're never going to know what's going to happen. You want to be able to pay 6 months, 1 year, whatever is the time you want to stay in Japan without the help. But then when this comes, that's great, because for example you can keep the money you were supposed to use for the extension of the school, because you get the money from the part-time job, you use the money, so you keep the money, or you can just have more fun.
Yeah,
you know, it's up to you. But or you can move to a better place. You can move to a private apartment. So it's always good to calculate the expense without a part-time job, and then when you get a part-time job you can really do the extra things that you wanted to do. So I hope this also explain is also answer your question, Ignacio. And guys, again, we are here live. This is Tokyo, Higashi Shinjuku. This is Gogo Nihon, Live and Study in Japan. We're a free service for everyone who wants to live and study in Japan. We help people like Simone to come to Japan. You use our service 4 years ago, completely free service. You confirm?
Yes.
Okay. It's always better to hear from the student. We help you with accommodation, finding the right school, and also we give you a lot of tips about how to work part-time. We give you a lot of tips also how to meet Japanese people. We organize events for you in Japan. We are based in Japan. That's also very important. We keep following you during all the time you are in Japan. And this live show, we're trying to go through the life of Simone in Japan, and he gave us a lot of precious advice on how to find a part-time job and also how to find a full-time job in Japan. And if you have questions, you can ask them live, or you can ask later when you watch this video in the comment, and we always try to get back to you. We always check the comments. So even after, when you see the recorded video, the video is going to stay live, it's going to stay online. You can always ask a question, and we'll be very happy to get back to you. So guys, please ask any questions you have, and thank you also for answering our contest, our giveaway. I got here many questions from Manly, Alvar, Maxim as well, and after the live show we will tell you the exact number, and one person will be contacted privately and will get the presents. If you like these videos, guys, please give us a like. Share it, because people that are interested in Japan, living in Japan, or in general wants to see video from Tokyo, from Japan, are going to really appreciate this video. And more people are watching those shows, more we're going to do them, more places we're going to go. And if you want to see anything in particular, you want to see a shop, you want to see an area of Tokyo, you want to see the school's dormitory, whatever you want to see, or you want to talk about some particular topic, give us a comment, and we will be very happy for doing that. So we are very open to any suggestion, guys. So leave us a comment about what you want to see, give us a like, thumbs up. If you enjoy this video, we really appreciate your feedback. A question from Maxime for Simone. Yeah, so many questions, guys. Really, thank you very much. It's always the part-time job is always a great topic. How did you manage to do an interview with very little Japanese?
That was fun.
I like this attitude, you know. Don't be worried. Just try to have fun, and you know, if you don't do it because you're worried, or you do it and you fail, it's the same result. So the worst scenario, huge fail, is 0. If you don't do it, it's 0.
Yes.
So there is nothing to lose in this point.
I mean,
there is just going there for.
Because we're Italian, we didn't like that. Anyway, that is the.
Okay, so Italian culture has got a lot of bad things, but if that's part of our culture, I think everyone should learn about it. You guys want really to think about finding an employment in Japan as a part of the learning experience of moving to a foreign country and learning the language and the culture of the language of the country. Like in everything you learn, in the process of learning everything, you go through a stage where you have no idea what you're learning, because it's a new thing for you, and you practice. For example, you're learning video editing, you really suck at the beginning, you're terrible, but you still, in order to get to the good level, you need to make a lot of shitty videos,
of course.
And then eventually you're getting closer to what is the ideal of the level you want to reach. And then depending on the person, there are different levels you want to reach. There are people that are happy to do a fast editing, or there are people that are happy with a conversational Japanese. That's great. But people that want to really learn the perfect Japanese, they need to study more, they need to invest more. In any case, doing interviews, working part-time, going to an interview with a very free spirit, even if I fail, I'm learning, I'm trying to use Japanese, even if I study only for a few weeks. I'm gonna fail, but that's the experience, I'm gonna do better next time. That's the only and the best attitude to use.
Yeah, especially with hospitality, I mean, just go with the best attitude, be positive, you know. If the schedule for an interview, they're not expecting you to be super fluent in Japanese.
Yeah, you use also some English, right, at that time? Or you was only
no,
Japanese?
I was using some English because the English level as well is not.
Okay.
You
So
know.
we are like super native for them.
Yes,
right?
for them, yes. I was like with a piece of paper, you know, so how much is per hour, so write it down. They were saying things I really didn't get.
But you say yes.
But, you know,
Yeah.
I said, yes, I want the job, it's okay. You know, and it's very safe country, so
Yeah, those things don't happen.
those
Yes.
things don't happen. So.
Or very rarely to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to finish the answer to Maxim, do most manager or bosses speak English too? No. There are some cases where they interview in English. It's for some very specific job. For example, I know recruiting for a foreigner. If you work in the recruiting, you may actually have an interview in English only. They don't even require you to speak Japanese because recruiting, you know, you're going to recruit bilinguals or Japanese people that speak English, or you're going to recruit foreigners. And also teaching sometimes is only in your native language in case they don't require you to speak Japanese. So for some jobs you can actually do everything in English. For some other jobs, again, the attitude is what it counts. So you can be level N1, the best level for the Japanese language proficiency test, but your attitude doesn't work in hospitality, they're not going to hire you. You can go like Simone with a very good attitude and maybe a big smile and a positivity and some passion to work in the food industry, and 1 month level of Japanese, and they hire you because they want that. That's why they hire foreigners. You want to add anything?
No, I just want to say, if you're a skilled professional, I mean, skilled foreigner, you come into Japan, you can use a recruiter as well.
Right, exactly.
And they will find the job for you right away.
There are many recruiting agencies, so if you have some skills, like in IT, for example, and even in hospitality, I think. Translator, find in English, you can search for recruiter or a job for foreigners in Japan, and you contact them and they're going to find a job for you. They're going to at least help for the process.
Yes.
Levi is asking, how long does it take to change from study visa to work visa? What's your case?
It takes around 1 month, I think. 1 month, and they will give you the visa.
Yes, and it's also case by case. I heard cases of just few weeks, and some cases 1 month and a half, 2 months. The good thing for you guys, if you have a company that want to sponsor you and you're already a student in Japan, the process is very easy. You don't need to leave Japan. You just hand some extra paperwork. The company prepares some paperwork. So you actually, the most of the preparation is from the company, it's not from you. And you can stay in Japan. You just wait for the visa to come, and you got the good news, and then you just work instead of for 4 hours, 5 hours per day, you work 8 hours full time, and it's amazing feeling, right? You know that now it's the real deal. Yes.
Okay, and now, you know.
Hi, okay, the pasta is here. I want to know from the restaurant manager.
No, please enjoy.
No, I'm gonna wait for you guys to eat. So
okay, let's wait for the pizza.
Let's wait for the pizza. We show you the pizza, guys, and then we're gonna close the live because my reaction would be too honest to eat. There are great.
Trust me, my reaction would be too honest.
Yes, because he works in the food industry. There are actually very good authentic Italian places and Mexican places and Brazilian and French in Japan. But of course, you pay a little bit more. And there are also places like this. You can have Italian food, you can have French food, and you can still be full and enjoy.
Very decent, honest Italian meal.
Yeah, and again, it costs. We are in Tokyo. We are in a very nice place. This place has all you can eat salad inside, which we haven't showed you because I mean, this is not the purpose of really showing you. Next time we show you. But it's all you can eat salad and all you can drink, including wine. That's a great place. That's a great thing. Now we're gonna drink wine. Like I got sake to my last live. Yeah, I was just passing by the street and then they offered me sake. And this time we're gonna drink live. But this time after, we're gonna be more professional. So 2 more minutes, guys. Before we close this live. Final question, exactly. If you guys have some final questions, please write, and Simone will reply. And yes, we have 4 final questions.
Wow,
because always.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. How can you get a long-term visa in Japan working in the food industry? The how? I think it's just finding.
Yes, you have to find the workplace, of course. It depends on the position. If you front staff as a sommelier, you need 5 years experience. If you're a cook, you need 10 years experience. And of course, you have to, collect all the previous employers and everything. Submit it to your employer, and then they will do everything for you. Application of the visa. So
and what about front staff?
Front staff is 10 years.
10 years as well.
10 years, yes. Sommelier 5 years.
Yes, that's of working experience. However, There are also other jobs, maybe not in the food industry
Yes,
necessarily,
of course.
that you just with a degree, like
Usually
teaching,
with a
for
degree,
example.
you just get the job right away.
I didn't have any experience. I got my first visa was a teacher visa, and I never really taught before. I never had any experience, but I have a degree, and that was enough to get a visa. So it really depends, guys, on your experience and your background. We can give you detailed information if you mail us at info@gogonion.com. Poe is asking, sorry about the pronunciation, Richard, any general information or insight on hospitality industry? Just curious. Yeah, give us some insight, like
What do you mean?
one hint. It could be as broad as you want. Just pick one thing that students should know about the hospitality.
In Japan?
Or anything you found out after 3-4 years working in hospitality in Japan. Yes, I think the question is about Japan.
I think in Japan they're really good with the service, but they lack a bit of hospitality.
I see.
Because they're very different things. You know, service is how you take the food to the table, the setting, the preparation. They're very good. Hospitality is about the heart and the passion. You know? So that is why I guess for us it's easier.
Do you think it's because they don't have much flexibility, so they tend too much to follow the rules, the manual, instead of following their heart, like you said?
Of course, it's case by case.
Yeah.
I don't want everyone is
Yeah.
different, but usually yes. I mean, lack of warm service.
Yeah.
Very precise.
That's
and sharp.
why they need
know,
you guys.
they need-
you
yes.
guys to come to Japan, and they're gonna employ you because they just want this passion, they want this attitude. They want especially front staff, right? They
Yeah,
want
of
front staff that smile is foreigner, Yankee, and for us, like I worked as a part-time. One of my part-time job was again working as a waiter, and honestly, I mean, I am nothing, of course, against working as a waiter. Absolutely, I think it's really a passionate job as well. But I was not thinking to do in my country. But when I came to Japan, I said, why not? And it was a great experience. It was so fun. Everyone wanted to talk to me. So guys, really, you have also this as one of the things you could do in Japan, and try it out because it's also going to be very helpful for your Japanese. Victor,
Yes.
with a part-time job, can you pay the rent and the school? I think Simone before told you guys that he was taking about $1,200 per month. So with that, you can pay the school usually, not school and accommodation. However, there are other jobs that pay a little bit more. But you can, like teaching, you could do that. You could pay school and rent because I used to do that as well. And also maybe modeling as well. You could do that, but that's again you can't have the certain 100% that you're gonna find those jobs. Let's show the pizza. It's not so bad.
Looks edible.
Yeah, $9-10 with extra we could get inside. Coffee is also included. I think we are happy today.
I'm happy with the wine.
Yeah. Okay. That's helps. Every taste is gonna taste better. Last question we have on YouTube. I know some Japanese, but I don't know my level. How can I choose the right school? Okay, Mendoza. You send us an email. You tell us what is your Japanese level and what is your objective of coming to study in Japan. You want to have fun, you want to find a full-time employment, you want to go to university, you want to study only 6 months and go back, and we will give you the right advice. That's one of the good things about the Gogonian service, and that's the thing with Simone, the reason why we advise you that school is because of that. And let me check if you have any update on YouTube as well. Yes, there are a few more questions, but we cannot take any more questions because it's time for us to eat. And BB is asking, is it possible to get sponsored without bachelor degree? So without a degree, you need to have the experience that Simone said in case of the food industry. So can you repeat to us, if you don't have a degree and you want to work
you want to work in the kitchen, it's 10 years.
10 years experience of working in the kitchen?
Yes, front of house as well is 10 years.
Front,
Otherwise,
10 years?
sommelier 5 years.
Sommelier 5 years.
And the sommelier 5 years, they count the school you did to become sommelier. So
How long is the school?
for me, it was 2 years because it was Italian Sommelier Association.
Okay.
So you use the 2 years plus 3 years.
Okay, so that's not too bad.
It's not too bad. As a sommelier, it's
Would the experience as a part-time?
yeah.
Okay,
it counts.
so basically you take a sommelier degree or sommelier certification, it's 2 years, then you work like 1 year in your country, you come to Japan 2 years with a student visa, you just work part-time, 5 years you can work full-time even without a bachelor degree. I know students that were able to find full-time job in other areas without a bachelor degree. Usually it's more difficult. It's not impossible, but it's more difficult. And always you want to show some experience. You know, if you're 18 and you come just straight away, it's difficult to find a full-time employment. It would probably even be difficult in your country. So you guys want to either graduate or you want to get some experience, or you can go to a Senmongakko, a vocational school in Japan. That's the best. The Senmongakko vocational school is a place that prepares you in only 2 years to work in Japan. So with 2 years study, you get all the certificates you need to work in Japan, plus you learn something very practical, and they connect you also with the companies. So vocational school Senmongakko, we have Nihon Gakuin in our site, and ECC also is coming soon in Osaka and Tokyo. And those schools you can really learn everything. You can learn from animation to computer to design to manga to computer. So many things you can learn. Have fun with the girls when you finish the live. Okay, Alvar probably is saying we haven't noticed, to be honest. They're so focused on the food and everything, so we haven't noticed. Maxim, you they spotted the sexy foreign wine and girl. Okay, this is, I don't know what he's getting. Mali, thank you for the show. Love the videos. Can you go to Ala School next? Okay, Mali, thank you for the advice. We will. I don't know if you can do it next, but we will show you the school you want in one of the next live show. We always listen to your advice, guys. And if you enjoy this live show, please give us a like, share with your friends, and let us know what you want to see next. We're gonna listen to your comments. We really appreciate your feedback. I want to say thank you very much to Simone.
Thank you for having me.
You were amazing. The information you gave, I think, were really good. If you missed the first part or the middle part, you can watch this again after the end of the live show. It will be available on Facebook and YouTube. And we will wish you good luck with your career. I know every step will, every time you're gonna get better and better. So maybe we can catch up later with some updates.
Sure.
And if you guys have any question to Simone, to working in Japan in the food industry, or in general to live and study in Japan, you can always send us a comment, email us info@gogunion.com, or check our site gogunion.com. Thank you very much.
Bye guys.
Bye. Matane.